a great opportunity for every Nigerian youth to come and participate. At least you have to have an interaction with the Honorable Mr. Speaker.
With events like this, it gives an opportunity for youths with the ideas we have, for example, to share those ideas with our leaders here. Leaders get to hear, okay, these ideas are actually nice. Then they can set up a committee where we sit down with them, discuss exactly how we can implement such ideas and make something happen. But they will never know our ideas if we don't sit with them and tell them our ideas. So that's why an event like this is very good.
Each and every one of us needs to be an advocate, and that's one thing a lot of people are missing about ourselves. So I think changing the people's mindset, and I will want to make each and every person an advocate, because once we become an advocate, there is this saying that says, what is not your business today shall be your problem tomorrow.
The speaker is coming. We expect him to give us his goodwill message and tell us much of what they have done and what is their vision for tomorrow.
I believe in great Nigeria will forever remain the giants of Africa. I will always believe that a little drop of water makes the difference. It starts with me, it starts with you, by talking positively about Nigeria, by seeing the positive things that are going on in Nigeria.
This is the first time that Nigeria has to involve youth in some of the political appointees. So as a youth, if you get this kind of privilege and opportunity, try to play your role exactly on the renewal of agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
My Nigerian dream is a Nigeria that is self-sufficient in the basic commodities we consume, a Nigeria that is self-sufficient in energy, a Nigeria that is secure.
I would like everybody to be an advocate, especially the youths, and then bringing in the youths to each and every step we take in the country.
Having things like this go on in Nigeria, where youths can come together and share ideas, you can see how impactful it can be for a bigger Nigeria tomorrow.
We are grateful for the support that you give to the young people on your team. Plenty of them who have continued to do exploit. I see every time Yesterday invites me, we are doing this, the speaker will be there and you are always there. From the work for violence against women and children to this reserve seat bill, I don't think that any National Assembly session or speaker has been as engaging with the young generation as. Let us give him a big standing ovation. He's the people's speaker. As a matter of fact, he hosts the People's House every year to engage the public, to interact with the National Assembly. That is aside from the amazing, impactful philanthropic work that it does in Kaduna State as Inyon Zauzao. Please clap for Mr. Speaker. And you know that the Speaker could not have done all of these things if not because he has the support of an intelligent, smart, outstanding, exceptional woman by his side. Now our mama so we don't get another one. Now our mama so now our mama so You know, for the youth, Mr. Speaker, sir, you are our big brother and our daddy, but you know the mother is closer to the children. She gives us food in the kitchen. When daddy has gone away, she holds us and feeds us and takes care of us. Please let us give our mommy, Madam Speaker, a big round of applause. Mr. Speaker, we have the young people of the youth wing of the party who work tirelessly to make sure that things are moving. Where every week that we're training young people here. Just last week, we trained over 50 young people in how to make soaps, liquid soap, diffusers, and stuff, and we gave them starters pack. This was funded from us here in the house.
Honorable the capacity.
Thank you. We also have, recently we did our training on digital skills, and almost every week we're training young people, we're building capacities and scaling to 36 states of Nigeria. And so we don't take it for granted. So as part of what you also have inspired us with what you do with the open house and other projects, the opportunity to sit and interact with our O4, the leader of the House of Representatives, the speaker, our own speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We don't take it for granted, associating with the youth and standing with us, that you are one of us. We are grateful for the opportunity to speak to you here, sir. And Mr. Speaker, we look forward to interacting with you, because there's a lot of crowd downstairs who are waiting to meet with you and have you greet them and take selfies with you before we let you go. Just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who have made this possible. Special thanks to our mommy, our mama speaker, Mama TJ, Mama Abass, Mama Zao.
I warn him that I'm here informally, and I want the interaction to be just purely informal. I'm not here on an official capacity. It was a promise I made since last year to him that I will come and see the facilities the youth of Nigeria have in this edifice. And it's just a fulfillment of that promise. I believe at the appropriate time, the House will organize and arrange to come officially to see this wonderful edifice put together by our very dynamic youth leader, Mr. Dayo Israel.
Capacity.
I am really elated to see the wonderful things that are happening in this particular building. I never ever thought, even when you told me about this particular initiative, that it is as big as it is. This is unprecedented in the history of Nigeria politics. Not only unprecedented in the history of APC. I don't think, even our checkered history, there is any party, there is any government from the Fourth Republic to date that has been able to put together what the APC National Youth Leader has done for this country at this time. I want to use this opportunity to commend him most sincerely for what he has done, and I'm sure history will be very, very favorable to you. And I'm sure this thing that we're seeing today is just the beginning of so many wonderful things to come in the future. I congratulate you. I congratulate the whole entire APC youth wing for a very good beginning. And I want to assure you that the house that you know is the house of the youth, the house of the women, will be always together with you, will support you in every way possible. For those who don't know, the house, the 10th Assembly is truly the house of the youth. Because during this 10th Assembly, we established a committee that nobody has ever thought to do it in the past. Committee of youth in Parliament. A committee that is purely for those who are defined to be within the age bracket of youth. And the committee is doing wonderfully well. It is receiving not only the attention of the National Assembly, it is also getting international recognitions. And that is the way forward. We believe that we need to invest in our youth so that more and more youth will come on board and become whatever they want to be. This APC has started and paved the way for the youth. In the last administration, the Not Too Young to Run was passed, the legislation, which empowers a lot of youth today to be members of the House of Representatives, to be senators, because I saw a senator who, if not because of that particular legislation, wouldn't have qualified to be a senator. And I'm sure I can speak to even the sub-nationals. So many legislators at the state level are also able to attend where they are today, courtesy of what the APC-led 9th Assembly was able to do. We are trying to build on that and ensure that we don't leave any stone unturned for the youth of this country and the women in particular to be able to attain the dreams they have for themselves and for this country. I want to categorically make it clear in this gathering that the House is doing whatever is needed, and ensuring that history again is made in the 10th Assembly by creating resources for women. There are, of course, challenges. I must confess to you, there are challenges. There are challenges both at the national and the sub-nationals on this particular initiative, but we are determined. No matter what it will cost, we are determined to ensure that women in this dispensation are given the opportunity to be what they should be. It's a right, not a privilege, for women to get their due shares in the governance of this country. I want you to join us in prayers, in advocacy, in ensuring that this noble objective is attained at the end of the day. It is coming very soon. I believe before the end of this year, we are going to convene the referendum in both the two chambers of the National Assembly, where this vote, this very important issue, will be put to vote. We seek for your prayers. We seek for your own support in ensuring that history is made for women to have seats. And for clarification, a lot of people are confused. Are we going to snatch some of the seats, the 360 seats that are presently in the House and the Senate, the 109, and give to women? The answer is no. The 360 seats will remain to be competed between men and women. Nothing will touch that one. So those women who feel that they have the necessary muscles, the support, can equally vie through the 360 and 109 seats of both the House and the Senate. But we will create additional seats. Additional seats that would be only exclusively contested by women. And in the House of Representatives, we are proposing that we should have 36 more additional seats that will be exclusively for women. We are still debating. We have not come to a conclusion concerning how many we should have in the Senate. There are proposals to have 12 additional seats, 2 from each political zone, and there is another proposal that is seeking for 6 additional reserve seats for the Senate, 1 from each political zone. We have not come to a conclusion as to which of the 2 will go. But one thing that is certain is that the 36 that the House has proposed is the final resolution of the House for us to put forward for voting for November, December 2025. We also want to make an additional history. The disabled people of this country are also not carried adequately in the governance of this country. We are proposing additionally that there should be reserved seats for the disabled. From the House of Representatives, we are proposing 6 additional seats, 1 per political zone. And then in the Senate, we are proposing for 2, 1 for the North and 1 for the South. In the subnationals, because we don't want this momentum to remain only at the national level, we want it cascaded down to the subnationals. We are proposing for the House, for the State's House of Assemblies, there should be 3 additional seats per state. That is equality of seats. Every state should have a woman from each of the 3 senatorial zones, where we will have 1 member for House of Reps per state. We are proposing 3 States House of Assembly members per state. And we are also equally proposing that every state should have 1 disabled also as a member of the States House of Assembly. These are some of the initiatives we have on board, and we are putting a lot of resources in collaboration with our development partners and other well-meaning Nigerians in ensuring that this time around, after trying more than 3 or 4 times in previous assemblies, that this is the right time for these noble initiatives to be approved. The House, as I've said earlier, has set history by establishing for the very first time Youth in Parliament as a standing committee. We did the same for the women as well. We have established for the very first time a standing committee called Women in Parliament. And the 2 committees, today as I'm speaking, I'm proud to inform you that they are breaking a lot of barriers. They are making a lot of breakthroughs in ensuring that we institutionalize and entrench the culture of women and youth participation in all our activities in the National Assembly and even beyond. So help us pray that this initiative will be sustained by the subsequent assemblies, and that more and more will come in the way and in favor of our teeming youth in the country.
Mashallah.
We all know that today, over 70% of the population of Nigeria are youth. So any government that does not take into account the welfare, the well-being, and the development of the youth is really wasting its time. No government can achieve much if the youth are not carried along. In the 2025 budget, based on the town hall interactions we had with the youth of this country, we were able to lobby and increase substantially the budget of the Ministry of Youth, so that more and more meaningful projects and activities will be done for the youth of this country. And to give the youth more say in what we do in the National Assembly, we also gave out 8 slots for legislative aid in the House for various leadership of youth groups in the country. And today I'm making an additional promise to our leader that we will give more appointments. Appointments to our APC Youth Wing to bring more on board and ensuring that APC government has youth in the say and the doings of the National Assembly. We are going to make that promise possible by the grace of God by next week. Mr. Israel will who will be on board as our advisors in the National Assembly, particularly in the House of Representatives.
Goza for the speaker! Goza!
Looking at the kind of activities that this particular office is holding, particularly on empowerment, I'm also making a promise that the House will also consider in the 2026 budget some provisions, budgetary provisions, probably to be warehoused in the Ministry of Youth or wherever we so decide at the end of the day for this office and other similar offices to benefit with some budgetary provisions that will ensure and enable them to actually carry out these kind of initiatives. It's the only way we have to engage our youth, to train our youth, to support our youth if we want Nigeria.
God bless Africa!
We have no choice. If today you do your statistics, you find that 99.9% of all criminal activities taking place in this country are perpetrated by youth. Talk about terrorism, banditry, armed robbery, and other moral vices. 99.9% of the records we see are children, youth under the age of 40. Those are the ones that are anchoring it. And we know the reason. And the reason is what? That previous administrations have not given the right attention to our youth. They have not given them the right attention, the right support, and the right resources. That is why we are where we are. This government is determined to change that narrative and ensure that whatever we do, the youth of this country will be at the front burner. And the National Assembly will be there to ensure, by way of budgetary provisions, by way of legislation, that we continue to progressively provide for the betterment of our youth. Thank you, the leader of the youth, for inviting me here. Thank you, TJ. Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much for it.
You are a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader.
Mr. Speaker,
You are a leader.
you are a leader.
You are a leader.
You are a leader. Three Bosa for Mr. Speaker.
Bosa. Bosa. Bosa.
Three Eya for his enemy. The People's Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are grateful.
Mr. Speaker, today we are welcome here to interact with you at the Youth House. This is an informal gathering.
And this is our own fireside chat to interact with our leaders, to connect with our leaders. We have hundreds of young people here, not just in this hall, in this overflow here, and in two other overflows in the front, who have come here on a Sunday evening. They have work tomorrow, they have school tomorrow, they have left everything because we are excited to have Mr. Speaker in our midst. And not just Mr. Speaker, but his own sugar baby, his own First Lady, Madam Speaker, who is also here with us in the house. Mr. Speaker, it's your birthday on Wednesday. How do you feel, sir?
Elated in a way, but in another, a time of reflection, considering the challenges that the people of Nigeria are facing. I believe that everybody, if people should listen to me, shouldn't be for celebrations and fanfare. It should be a time to reflect and to do good to the society, particularly the downtrodden. I have, for the past 2 or 3 birthdays I had in the last 3 years, tried not to go and cut cake and dine and wine, but chose to go to IDP camps, to go to prisons, to go to hospitals, to support the needy. And this year's birthday is not going to be an exception. That is the part I think every responsible politician, elected or appointed leader should do things in these times that Nigerians are really undergoing hard times. And that is where I'm going to do. And I'm inviting the leader of the youth to come and support us during these charity activities that we're going to do.
By God's grace.
Come 1st October.
Wow.
Inshallah.
Everybody, are you coming with us? Mr. Speaker, when growing up in Zaria, in Zauzau, in Kaduna State, did you ever imagine yourself in this position?
Certainly not. This is a big surprise, but with God, nothing is impossible. I knew that I've been given my best right from the first tenure as a member in the 7th Assembly. I have tried to give the best I can in terms of representation of my people. But I do it because that is what I am sent to do. Never in my wildest imagination ever thought that I'll be speaker. But that God has actually answered that prayer. I felt right from day one that I need to do the very best to show him my appreciation and to show Nigerians my appreciation for that confidence reposed on me. And I will continue up to the end of my tenure.
Sir, you are very busy. How do you balance family and work? How do you spend time to take mommy out on a date? Mommy, that one is for you. I'm supporting you.
Before I became speaker, I was a member for 12 years. So the family has been prepared mentally for these kind of challenges, the sacrifices that you may not be there for them when they need you. So even when God made me speaker, my family has been very understanding.
Yes, sir.
They know that we are on a national duty.
Yes, sir.
That no sacrifice is too small. And
Mommy, why are you carrying your hands away?
They have been very supportive, very understanding. I do not have any problem. The little time I have for them, they appreciate.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that there will come a time that we will all benefit after the tenure. So I think by and large, I would say my family has been very supportive in every way possible in ensuring that I give the best I can to this country. And I thank God for that.
Mr. Speaker, what sports do you engage in?
It will surprise you, in spite of my tight schedules. I make it a duty every night by 9 p.m.
Wow.
I go to the gym.
Wow.
And also play badminton until 11 p.m. or 12 sometimes.
Wow.
And some of the people I play with are here. I have understood that walk without exercise is detrimental to your health and also to whatever you want to do for your own country. You need to be physically fit to be able to give your best. So I try, in spite of my tight schedules, every day. If I'm in Abuja, I spend at least 1 to 2 hours playing badminton in the night.
What about golf or polo?
I enrolled in golf, but you know golf requires a lot of time. And it's unfortunate that the IBB Golf Club where I registered is not functional now. Perhaps if it is, I would have been able to also venture once in a while to go and play. It's a game that I really love to actually be participating because it's a game for all ages, for all generations. The first day I was taken there, I was surprised to see a 90-year-old playing golf. I'd say, if a 90-year-old can, so why shouldn't we? And somebody whispered to me, he said, look, this man that you see at 90, he has always attributed his longevity, his good health to this game. That he is riding or afraid of the day he won't be able to play. He said perhaps that would be the time that perhaps he will go back to his creator. So I really love the game of golf because it's a game that the youth, the middle-aged, the elderly can all participate. And I'm looking forward to the day the IBB Golf Club will be open. We'll be there once in a while to also learn the game. But for now, I am compensated by the game of badminton. And I'm inviting the leader of the youth, in spite of the age difference.
Yes, sir.
And that I'm going to humble you the day we play together. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let me go quickly to Mommy for a second. Mommy, what did you first see, Mr. Speaker, that made you fall in love with him?
Let me congratulate my son once more for this incredible edifice. Congratulations. Thank you for all your good work. Your work is really beyond comment. Congratulations. More power to your elbow. What attracted me to my husband was his length. Yes, he's very tall, and I was always asking my mom, why did she marry a short man? Yes, so it was really my dream. It was my dream to marry a man with a master's and a tall man. So that is what really attracted myself to my husband. Thank you. And he's a very intelligent man, a very good father, a very good leader. I'm really proud of him. Words alone can't really describe the way my husband is. He is a gentleman. He is always standing by me, standing by the children. Everybody that knows him know that he's an extraordinary man, very kind, very honest. Thank you.
Mommy, one more question. So, in this journey of marriage, what are the 3 lessons that you will share with the young women who are here that have helped you that they can apply in their own marriage?
Prayer, a lot of patience, and always stand by each other. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, before we get into politics, because everybody talks about politics, but we need to understand the man and the people that lead us, that they are also humans like us. They also have their challenges, they have their down moments. Mr. Speaker, what lessons have you learned in your journey, in particular your political journey, that you would pass on to your children? What are the biggest lessons that you've learned?
Well, as a member, I must confess to you, because I come from one of the most sophisticated constituencies in the country. Zaria, as you know, is the seat of learning. Probably the constituency with the highest concentration of tertiary institutions in the country. So it's a place where people think outside the box. People don't expect the ordinary. They want you to always perform extraordinary. But one thing I have observed along the years and the journey of my politics is that people want you to be transparent and honest. No matter how little God gives you as a member, if you are honest and transparent with them, they will be with you in whatever condition you find yourself. And I give you an example. People are saying that politics is rotten, politicians are bad. But I had an experience in 2019. I wasn't privileged to be a committee chairman that had a lot of resources. Prior to that time, but I've been open and very transparent to my people. So we came for primary elections. So many contestants came up, some with incredible resources, trying to woo them to elect them. That's at the level of the primary elections. I gathered my people, all the party people, APC, and I told them, I don't have money to give you. But if you believe in me, if you believe in my leadership, vote for me. The good things that will follow will more than compensate for what some people here are trying to give you. And to God be the glory, I want to tell you this so that people will know Nigerians will still have good people. We have followers that believe in good leaders. I got over 70% of the votes, and I did not give a dime to anybody. So one thing that I have learned, and it is helping me even as a speaker today, is being open and being honest in whatever you do. Once you are open and honest, you can never get it wrong. Even where you make mistakes, people understand that it's a mistake, it's not deliberate. I believe that the youth of Nigeria today need to really learn this little. It might be little. That if they imbibe it in whatever they do in their lives, not necessarily politics, not leadership in any way, even in their daily lives, they will see tremendous results, they will get fulfillment in their lives, and they will get the support of the people they are with at all times. That is my message to the youth from my own little perspective as a politician.
Thank you, sir. I will come back to my questions later. I'm going to go to Amina. And Amina, you have the floor, and then we'll go to the audience.
Evening.
Distinguished guests, Mr. Speaker, it truly is an honor to have you here. I have a couple of questions for you, but I'll begin by saying many people here know you as a speaker, but beyond the title, who are you as a person?
I am Abbas. It will surprise you, my sister, to know that one thing I hate about my life is attention. I am an unassuming person, and I like to be seen that way. I'm not somebody who likes attention of media or any other form. So I am a simple person, and I want to be seen as a simple person in spite of the position I'm holding. And that is why a lot of people, some will be disappointed. The way, even in the National Assembly, I relate with even the people at the lowest level. The cleaners, the sergeant at arms, the members, everywhere. It is my nature. And that's the way I am. In spite of whatever God has given me today, I still remain somebody who wants to be an ordinary human being.
Mr. Speaker, what was your proudest moment as a legislator before becoming Speaker?
Well, my proudest moment as a legislator before I became Speaker was the day the former President Muhammadu Buhari assented to 22 of my bills. And I believe that as a legislator, your proudest moments is not how much you have been able to get in your pocket, what power or committee you have been able to get, but for being able to fulfill one of the core responsibilities of a legislator, which is lawmaking. And for you to be able to get 22 bills passed within 4 years is an unprecedented achievement. And I was very, 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 very proud and happy for that accomplishment.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Speaker, who is your biggest role model?
Pardon?
Who is your biggest role model?
Role model. I have so many. But Aswaju is one of them, definitely because of his antecedents, the way he was able to support people right from the time he was senator to governor. And I see him with this same set of people over a journey of over 40 years are still with them. Not too many Nigerians, not too many human beings will be able to sustain relationships for such a very long time. So he is my role model as far as that is concerned. I have so many leaders who are role models like the former president of Kaunda.
Oh, yes, yeah, Roland Kaunda. Kenneth
Kaunda, Zambia. I read his book one time when I was in the university, and something about his life touched me so much that up to today, I still feel the power and the impact of his type of leadership. There was a letter written by the headmaster of the school where his children were attending, asking the children to go back home because their father couldn't pay their school fees. As head of state, as president of his country, wow, he didn't have enough to pay for the school fees of his own children. They were sent out of school. That touched me a lot because I couldn't comprehend a leader of a state, and a rich state for that matter, who could have his children in public school, for that matter, not private, and yet he was at one time caught unaware, his children sent back home because he couldn't pay their school fees. I said, that is the leadership we need in this world. That's the leadership we need in Africa. That's the leadership we need in Nigeria, where people who serve selflessly. Kaunda is somebody that we need to immortalize, we need to imitate, we need to copy some of his attitudes and habits. If we try to, believe me, Africa will be a great continent. Nigeria in particular will be great. So he is one of those people that really touched my life as a person that we need to really emulate. Another person is Clinton. I read in some of the journals after he exited as president of the United States, he didn't even have accommodation of his own. He had to go around to secure a 4-bedroom apartment in New York. And I reflected then that the budget of one university in America when he was president was far more than the budget of Nigeria. Not to talk about the agencies, the ministries, the departments, a man who was exposed to power and resources, the president of the richest country in the world, ended 8 years as governor and ended 8 years as president, but he didn't have anything to show for it. That was another food for thought for me, that this is the way leadership should be in Africa, in Nigeria, and everywhere. So those are some of the mentors that I can remember.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. At this point, we're going to go to the audience for questions. Auntie, we'll come to you last. You're a big masquerade. We're going to go to the audience. I'm going to take a female first. Okay, there's a lady here with the hijab.
My name is Mariam Abdulmalik. I am the founder and CEO of Green Growth International Limited. So what I want to say is not really a question. At Green Growth International Limited, we are transforming the agricultural sector into a productive space that links smallholder farmers to global competitive markets. So some of the constraints that we have seen in the agri sector is limited access to inputs, and that is seedlings and fertilizers. And then we have seen how climate variability affects produce. So what we do at Green Growth International is to sensitize smallholder farmers through a project called Project Farmer Forward to ensure that they get the right tools and skills to enhance their productivity, improve their livelihood, and also use green technology that is solar pumps, solar dryers, and any other green technology to enhance, to enhance productivity. So,
my name is Abdulkarim Ayuba. How best do you think constituents can relate with their representative? Because over time, most of the constituents want to reach out to their representative, and there's no way. They think everybody wants to beg for money. Not everybody wants to beg for money. Over the years, how have you managed your constituents, and how best can we reach out to them?
How the House is supporting policies that encourages green businesses like recycling and eco-friendly production and women-led enterprise to strive in Nigeria.
Mr. Speaker, my question would be, beyond the reserved seats bill for women, how can the House make political participation accessible for young women and youth?
Speaking to the problem of healthcare in Nigeria, and I know that the Speaker can, enhance the bills that can actually fast track that. The BACPM fund is very low, 1%. CPF, Basic Healthcare Provision Fund. So I want to plead. There is an Abuja declaration that says that countries should spend at least 15% of their, consolidated revenue. A lot of people are suffering in Nigeria based on healthcare. We need people to be covered. So I don't know if that can be increased from 1% to about 5%. Thank you.
My name is Kasim Abubakar Amin, known as Abubakar Shua. Honorable Speaker, we come to a level that almost every day Nigerians are always going on destruction of life and property. That was popularly known as insecurity. What strategic plan National Assembly have on tackling insecurity in Nigeria? As I'm talking to you now, there is a destruction of life occur in Kwara State. So Nigeria are always counting on death every day. What strategic plan National Assembly have on tackling insecurity in Nigeria?
My name is Engineer Dr. John Obatimi. I'm the National President of National Industrial Safety Council of Nigeria. Now, in the aspect of the budget for the health and safety, I wrote a letter to your office last week and the Minister of Budget. So on how to create budget line for health and safety, because I've gone through all the budget of the Federation. There are no specific line code for budgets for health and safety across the MDA and how to increase it. So, Honorable Speaker, I would like to see how we can partner with the council and to get what we want to do.
Happy birthday to the Speaker and to the assistant celebrant, his wife. My question is this. My name is Prince Victor Ifeso. As a royal blood yourself, I want to ask, how do we constitutionally integrate the chiefs and the leaders of the traditional councils into decision-making and lawmaking?
Good evening, Mr. Speaker. My name is Victoria. If you could change an aspect of Nigerian politics, what would it be and why?
I stand before you. First of all, I want to say that I stand before you here. The speaker that gets job for me here in Abuja. Yes, so I stand to appreciate him. And secondly, concerning the issue of FC Zaria, the FC Zaria was recently converted to Federal University Zaria. So I urge the Honorable Speaker to push and work hard to have a new Federal College of Education Zaria for the benefit of youth and the community in Zaria. Thank you, sir.
Of course, I will call him the women speaker. No, because it is during his time that by the grace of God, our special seats bill is going to be passed. Great Nigerian youth! Greater Nigerian youth! There has always been argument between myself and Dayo where the young female belong in the party. I insist that they belong to the women's wing, but Dayo insists that the young female belong to the youth wing. So, Mr. Speaker, youth wing, you will never be youth leaders, but they can make you women leaders. My dear sister, wife of the Honorable Speaker, when you call Mr. Speaker 004, call her Madam 004. Yes. Because the first time I met Madam Speaker was when she came to the Secretariat to provide Ashobi for myself, the First Lady, Mrs. Asiwaju, and the Second Lady, Mrs. Kashim, during elections, because she has a program in Zaria, and she was soliciting that we attend the program in support of her husband. A very round of applause to Mrs. Speaker. Beside every successful man is a... Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I would like to commend you for our bill, this special seats bill for women. This is the first time we have the leadership of the House of Representatives being so committed to that bill, and that gives every Nigerian woman hope that the bill is going to be passed, and Mr. President cannot wait to assent to that bill, because Mr. President has a wife who has spent 12 years in the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, because of want of time, I will just go straight to my question. Mr. Speaker, ever since you accented as the Speaker, House of Representatives, there has been unity, there has been peace, there has been harmony in the House of Representatives, and there has been harmonization between the executive and the legislative house of arms of government. Mr. Speaker, how do you manage diversity of the members of House of Representatives, and then how do you manage the harmony between, did you achieve the harmony between the legislator and the executive? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. For information, my dear sister started by introducing and informing us of the wonderful work she's doing, particularly in the field of agriculture. This is what we expect from every Nigerian youth. Not to be too reliant on what the government can do for him or her, but what they can do for the country. This is a typical example what every Nigerian youth should be. Think out of the box. Don't be one of the many. Be an exceptional. Be distinguished in what you're doing. Don't rely on paycheck. Paychecks don't take people to the dreamland. I commend my sister for initiating such kind of enterprise, and I want to implore you through the National Youth Leader to please send a proposal to my office. Let me take a look and see if there are areas that we can be of support to you. Thank you so much and wish you good luck. Another question was asked on how elected leaders should be encouraged to be interacting with their constituents. And I'm sure whoever is asking that question is probably not finding it easy relating with his elected members. I want to inform you, the House has been encouraging, and that is why we call ourselves the People's House this time around. That we want to be as transparent and as close as possible with the people we are representing. And that is why we have National Assembly Open Week. We have engagements with the youth, the journalists, so that we can be able to bring what we are doing to the people to the lowest level. We have been encouraging our members to do the same, to cascade the same initiative we are doing at the national level to their constituencies, particularly in making their constituency offices very active. We also want to embark on e-communication in the National Assembly, whereby members don't need to see face-to-face with their members. They can be able to communicate virtually. That initiative is in the pipeline. Once we are able to conclude it, I assure you, a goldfish will not have any hiding place. Whether your members have chosen to contact you directly or not, you will have the opportunity to contact them wherever they are. Thank you for that contribution, and we will continue to do the best to make our members accountable to those who voted them into power. Another contribution was on green agriculture. What type of support is the National Assembly making or going to make in terms of making our agriculture and our businesses green? I want to assure you that part of the legislative agendas of the National Assembly is the issue of climate change and green initiatives. And so far, I believe we have about 15 legislations, proposals, bills that are at various stages of legislation that are on this subject matter. And we are hopeful at the end of the day, we get the necessary concurrence from the Senate and also the support of Mr. President to sign them. If we can be able to get those bills signed, the issue of revolution, particularly in agriculture, in businesses, will become a thing of the past. And Nigeria will not only be one of those typical examples of climate change resilient countries, but will be one of those anchors. Those are the driving seats of initiating a better world where nature will be our major consideration in whatever we do. Thank you so much for the question. There was a question on the reserved seat for women and the question of inclusivity. My dear sister who asked this question, I want you to know a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. Last dispensation, we had a unique opportunity under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, where a far-reaching legislation was reached on the not too young to run. This is something that was unthinkable several years before, that a 20-year-old can go to the legislature to represent his people. But because of the resilience of the Nigerian youth and the responsiveness of the Nigerian legislation, today we are proud to say that in the National Assembly, we have no less than 30 members who benefited from such act of parliament. In the Senate alone, we have a 30-year-old who is now a senator. This is impossible 10 years ago to ever contemplate that a young man in his early 30s can be a senator. But we have achieved that with your support, with your collaboration. This time around, we are pushing for the women to also have seats on a reserved basis that are not supposed to be part of what we have been contesting over the last 20-something years. If we achieve that, we are further pushing the agenda of inclusivity to all Nigerians. So many things can be done, but we need to take them one step at a time. I am very optimistic that the 10th Assembly provides a golden opportunity for the women of Nigeria to actualize their dreams in the electoral processes and in the democratic processes of this country. And we will be there to ensure that that aspiration succeeds and succeeds for the benefit of mankind. Somebody asked for additional provision for health in the budget, that based on the United Nations, 15% should be earmarked for healthcare in every country. I don't know what the percentage is, but I want to assure you that this present administration is doing its best. Is doing its best. If you look at the historical figures of the budgetary provision, particularly for education and for health, you will see that there is a reasonable appreciation in the figures that we have been recording within the last two budgets. And the most important thing that I want you to go home with is that Mr. President and the National Assembly have been able to achieve or cross the major challenge that is bedeviling our budgets. And what is that? Paucity of revenue. If some of you can remember my speech during the 2025 budget presentation by Mr. President, I made it clear that yes, Nigeria has been able to increase, or the 2025 budget was increased significantly, but it is not all Uhuru. That is not where we are supposed to be. Nigeria is arguably the richest country in Africa until of recent, when South Africa overtook us and Egypt as well. But if you look at the indices of budgets among the top 10 countries in Africa, their budget size, it will amaze you. It will surprise you. Nigeria is not one of the top 10. It's not one of the top 10. South Africa's budget has been, for the past 20 years, in excess of $100 billion. Where are we when you transfer, when you convert the trillions that we are celebrating in terms of dollar? You find that it is so insignificant. And more worrying is the fact that Nigeria's population is by far more than any other African country. But the good news today is that both the National Assembly and Mr. President have come up with a revolutionary initiative that within the next 1 to 2 years will substantially increase the revenue of Nigeria several folds. And that is the tax reform initiative initiated by Mr. President. Once it comes into effect, I sincerely believe Nigeria's budget will, at the minimum, improve by 5 times than what we have today. And that will be the beginning of the time when we will say we can be able to look at sector by sector, MDA by MDA, agency by agency, to give them what they require. Yeah. But as of now, the revenue we have is just simply inadequate to be able to satisfy any agency. And that is why we have what is called the envelope system. Just make do with what is given to you. But that era will soon come to pass, because the revenues that will be generated in the coming years, by virtue of these tax reform bills, will substantially improve the revenue generation of this country, and it will substantially increase the allocation of budget to each ministry, department, and agency in this country. That will be the time when we will now begin to talk of what is the international standard. What is this ministry or what is this sector supposed to get as against what we are getting today? Thank you so much for that contribution. Another question was on insecurity. Somebody asked, what are we doing to secure this country? What are we doing going forward to ensure that we solve insecurity in this country? This is a very important question, my dear brothers and sisters. There is no country in the world that can achieve any meaningful progress if there is no security. Security is the #1 criteria for any country to be able to develop. The President and the National Assembly, I'm sure if you observe the indices, you will find that so many things have been done, so many non-kinetic initiatives have been put in place to ensure that the security is improved. Like my own state, just 2 weeks ago, the United Kingdom came to visit Kaduna State and to give our governor an award because of the improved security in my own state. For the past 2 years, there has not been one incident of kidnapping or armed robbery between Abuja Highway to Kaduna. This is unprecedented if we look at where we are coming from. 3 years ago, there is hardly a day you follow the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway without encountering one security challenge or the other. Today, it has come a thing of the past. And there are so many states like Kaduna today who are also celebrating their security situation. It's a gradual process. This government is determined more than any other thing in ensuring that every part of this country is secured. I believe within the next 2 years of this administration, and certainly the next 4 years, God's willing, we will not be talking about insecurity in this country, because the government will do whatever is necessary to ensure that we create, more than any other thing, the enabling environment that will mitigate and prevent insecurity. And one of them is what the National Youth Leader is doing today: engaging the youth, providing means and support to the teeming youth, creating an atmosphere where every youth will have something to do, something to make a living, where we can be able to engage our youth and give them sense of hope. No youth would want to go and waste away his life by going to the bush, by kidnapping, by murdering. And this is the direction this government is approaching. And I'm very optimistic in the very near future, such kind of opportunities will be available to our Nigerian youth, where every youth will have a meaningful employment or vocation or profession that will provide him with the means of livelihood to be able to take care of himself and his loved ones. Thank you so much for the question, and let's continue to be prayerful. Health and safety is another question one of our youth here asked, and he is employing that we should, in view of the importance of health and safety, try to create a budget line for every ministry, for every department, and for every agency in the subsequent budgets of this country. Thank you very much for that contribution, and I want to assure you that the House of Representatives has a standing committee, as we are talking, on health and safety. And such kind of initiative has already been provided. Right now, every NDA, every ministry, every department is being oversighted by our Committee on Health and Safety. And all the necessary budget lines of each ministry is being reviewed and ensuring that it is adequate for the health and safety of the people working in those environments. And going forward, in 2026, we'll make sure that if we find that they are not adequate enough, we'll do everything humanly possible to ensure that they are reviewed upward for the benefit of our teaming workers in those ministries and departments. The next question is on role of traditional institutions in this dispensation I remember the person who asked the question was saying that as a royal blood, what are you doing? It is also an opportunity to tell you that for the very first time in the history of our parliament, we created, because of the importance we are looking at of traditional institutions, particularly on peace building and security, we established a standing committee on traditional institutions with membership cutting across all the 36 states of the country. And this committee is collaborating not only with the traditional institutions, but with also subnational governments in gathering support for us to carve out a legislative or a functional role for our traditional institutions. And I share one or two initiatives we are willing to see how it will work at the end of the day. One of them, my dear sisters and brothers, is to look at where our traditional institutions today are, the challenges they are facing. Most of our traditional rulers today have been turned into beggars. If they want to survive, if they want to serve the people, they have to romance with the government in power. They have to support the good and the bad policies of the governors in powers in their own states, in their own interest. Because they don't have an autonomy. They don't have enough resources that can be they can be able to independently work as traditional institutions. We say the only way forward for traditional institutions to insulate themselves from politics and from unnecessary interference of governance, both at the national and the state, is to make a constitutional amendment provision to say a certain percentage of the revenue accruing to every state must be given to the traditional institutions of those states as a matter of constitution. Not as a privilege, not at the mercy of the governors of those states. Let it be a constitutional provision. 5%, 2%, 3%, whatever we will be able to come up with. But let there be a provision to say traditional institutions should get a certain percentage of the revenues accruing to states for the purpose and use of the traditional institutions of those states. This is one of the initiatives. The second one is on the issue of creation of the National Council of Traditional Rulers. That will be the highest apex body for traditional rulers to interact. And that council should be purely advisory to Mr. President, so that when policies are going to be enacted, the traditional institutions will have a direct link, direct platform where they can engage Mr. President to advise him. And he too can equally invite them to seek for their own inputs. Such kind of council, we are advocating for it to be as a matter of constitution, to be cascaded to the level of state, which of course we have already. Every state government has a council of traditional institutions, but we don't have at the level of local government. So let it be a three-tier traditional council membership. At the level of the local government, the level of the state, and the level of the national. Those three would provide the traditional institutions avenues and opportunities to be able to contribute their own quotas, particularly in areas of security and peace building. So these are the initiatives we have, and we are prayerful that the National Assembly, the subnationals, the governors, and Mr. President will all support this initiative so that we can also have a moment of history to celebrate before the end of this assembly. Somebody asked, if you have the power to change how politics is being run in Nigeria today, what can you do? What is the aspect that you will do that you think will change the way we do things for the better? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my answer to you is to go back to the fundamentals. We have been accusing politicians, elected officials, assembly by assembly, administration by administration. We keep complaining that our leaders are crooks, our leaders are thieves, our leaders are not accountable to their people. Somebody just asked. But we must also look at the fundamentals. How do we manage our democracy? In the greatest democratic country in the world, the United States, no aspirant for any position ever dip his hand into his pocket to bring money to campaign. Whatever he is going to use to campaign is usually contributed by his people. When you go to UK, you would never find an aspirant or a political candidate for any position dipping his hand into his pocket to bring money to campaign or to seek for power. Now let us reflect back in our own dear country. You want to be a member of the State House of Assembly? You want to be a member of the House of Representatives? You want to be a senator? You want to be a governor? You want to be president of the country? Please, find out how we do things. For you today to seek to aspire for the seat of a member of House of Representatives, you need not less than an investment of between 300 to 500 million naira. How many of our constituents ever seek to contribute to those candidates? Most of those aspirants will probably have to sell their properties, borrow money in some instances to be able to support their aspiration. It is so bad that even during election, a lot of constituents would rather wait for the candidate that will dip his hand in his pocket to give them money before they will now elect him. If you want to be senator today, believe me, any investment less than 1 billion naira will probably not be enough for you to actualize your dream.
Mobilize.
Governor, presidency, if we don't like the figure, some of us will begin to wonder. Now, let us ask ourselves, if we want responsible representation, should we allow our candidates to be the ones to generate the resources to contest? Do we think that we can be able to get the best out of those people if they will be the ones to fund their own campaigns, their own elections? This is the fundamental area of correction that every Nigerian must have to make. If we want good representation, we should be also selfless. We shouldn't demand from candidates money before we support them. If you allow such kind of tradition to continue, then we'll never know, we'll never see the end of this complaint the leaders are not accountable to their people. Right. We must have to do our own bit first.
You're right, sir.
Before we can now hold them. I do not think if there is any Nigerian leader today, if you elect him, honestly, without demanding anything from him, that will go to that office and he will think of himself first without thinking of those who actually voted for him. This is a food for thought for all of us. Election is coming very soon. Let us try to sensitize our people that the fundamental of good leadership starts with the people. Start with the process. If we get it right, believe me, no leader can hide away from his people. No leader will unduly cheat on his people because they will always remember that those people sacrificed for him to be there, and he will always be accountable and responsible to them. A constituent from my constituency made a comment on the upgrade of FC Zaria to Federal University of Education. Thank you so much for what you have said, but the best person to commend is Mr. President, who in his own wisdom felt that what was denied right from the time of Jonathan, because this initiative started during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, where some federal colleges of education were identified, proposal was made, and it was approved, by implementation became a problem until more than 10 years later. Mr. President, Chief Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, saw it fit that time has come when Nigeria should start from the beginning to have universities of education. So the best congratulations is to Mr. President and then to us as other supporters of this administration. And I'm sure many more will come in due course. For institutions that are required to be upgraded, they will receive the attention and the consideration of this administration. The last question I have is, what are the things I've been doing to keep the house calm, united? And how has it been that our relationship with the executive has always been cordial? First and foremost, I must say I'm a very lucky person. In the history of Nigerian parliament, no any speaker has ever gotten the kind of support I got from our members. 353 out of 359 people voted for you. From day one, I received the support of all the most of the members, predominantly the members. So it made it much easier for me to start, because almost everyone was somebody whose vote counted in electing me as speaker. Number two, I said it earlier, the key to success as a leader is to earn the trust and confidence of your people. And the best way you can earn the confidence of your people is by being transparent, to be honest, to be truthful, and to be approachable. Those are the virtues I have inculcated right from day one that made the house to become unique in terms of discipline, in terms of harmony, and in terms of productivity. In the House of Representatives of today, I want you to know, and that is one mark of leadership that I want you to learn. We don't have any difference between a PDP, an APC, an ABGA, a Labour, or other parties. We treat ourselves the same. Every member counts. Every member is honored. Every member is respected. And that is why you would never hear any member complaining that because he is of so-so party, that is why he is not being attended to. Secondly, as a leader, it is very important for you to ensure that you don't look at your followership on the basis of ethnicity, on the basis of religion, or on the basis of geography. In the present 10th house, we can beat our chest to tell the world that every member, wherever you're coming from the north to the south, from the east to the west, we see ourselves as one. No difference. If you're a Muslim, if you're a Christian, if you're an atheist, you receive the same consideration from the leadership of the house. This is helping us a lot, and members and we ourselves are very proud that we have a united house. And I see the kind of unity we have in the house. All hope is not lost on Nigeria. If 360 members of divergent political association, religious beliefs, tribal differences can unite, can come together, then there is a hope for Nigeria that we will one day get it right, where every Nigerian will look at each other not on the basis of his religion, not on the basis of where he's coming from, and not on the basis of the language he speaks. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. May Almighty God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Can we remain on our seat? We just have one or two activities to do before we leave. Mr. Speaker, sir, can I have the first thing that we want to present to the Speaker? Please, everyone remain on your seat. Mr. Speaker, we have this award presentation that we want to do. We're going to have, no, that's the top. Please let's be seated. Mr. Speaker, we are grateful for your presence here, but above all for what you are doing for young people all over Nigeria. And in light of this, we had announced publicly on all the medias in Nigeria of your nomination as our Legislator of the Year 2025 by the All Progressive Congress National Youth Wing. Please let us sit down apart from the ambassador. Please join. Honorable member, Honorable Alamin and Yasin, please come. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the youth of your party, the youth that you represent, the party that gave you the ticket, if the youth of the party are satisfied with the Speaker, it means that we can go to the NWC and you know that your ticket next time is automatic. No primaries.
And women.
And women are supporting you as the Legislator of the Year. And we will do our best to also lobby the House. Another 4 years for TJ. TJ beyond 2027. As our Legislator of the Year 2025, Mr. Speaker, congratulations and thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Speaker, we also have this for you from the youth of your party and anti-CC and women. And he also he has your party logo here and your photo in the front that you can put in your office. Can I have the mug? And this one for your cup of tea so that you can have, yeah. This, thank you for coming, Mr. Speaker. Every time you drink from it, remember us. And of course, today, we want to celebrate Mr. Speaker's birthday, which is going to be on Wednesday, 1st of October. Can I have the violinist come and sing happy birthday while they bring out the cake for Mr. Speaker to cut the surprise cake. No, we'll do that after. Please bring out the cake. Bring out the cake. Can I have the knife? We also have a head bust of me. No, cake is there. The knife is there. We have a head bust made by the youth wing, the senatorial youth leaders. Can I have the bust of Mr. Speaker? Is that it? Yes, bring it out. Mr. Speaker, we are going to spell Allah, A-L-L-A-H, who is the man that has the God that has been behind you to where you have been today. Give me an A. Give me an L. Another L. Give me an A. Give me an H. Allah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Speaker. Happy birthday to you. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the youth wing of our party, in particular our senatorial youth leaders, 109 of them from across the country, we present this Tower of Record of the Youth to Right Honorable Tajudeen Abass, Speaker of the House of Rep, Iyon Zauzau, by the National Forum of APC Senatorial District Youth Leader. Where is Harris? Are you here? Please come forward. Come. Mr. Speaker, your youth leaders from the state and the senatorial district. So I don't work alone. I work with my youth leaders. Yes. Please take picture. You don't cover for me. Oh. Thank you. Finally, today where are the parts? Okay, the violin is okay. Oh yeah, thank you, sir. Let's keep this for Mr. Speaker. Yes. Can we move? Oh, sorry. Leaders, you can sit down. Thank you, youth leaders. Thank you, the youth. We want to do one final. Auntie, please move a bit. Sorry, sir. Honorable, sorry. Okay. I've seen my own. Oh yeah. The youth wing of the party endorses the reserved seat bill.
Great Nigeria, you.
Thank you very much. No nation. In the end of you say no woman.
I'm not hearing the voices of the youth. Are we in support of the reserved seats? Yes. Are we? Yes. Are we? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. So pray for Nigeria and pray for our women. It will come to pass, inshallah.
Can we sit down, everybody? Sit down. Mr. Speaker, we want to say a big thank you. Our mommy, we want to thank you. Yasin, Alamin, we want to thank you.
Everything you heard about him is not fake. It's not fake. Your goodness from the beginning have taken you to the extent that you are here today. I remember when we were in Polytechnic, Zaria. Then it was Zaria Polytechnic, now it's Nuhu Bamali. The students were in riot. Even the director could not control the crowd. But I remember the moment you came out, everybody was himself. That's to tell you who he is. He has been a humble man, just as the wife said. So kind, so lovely, so caring. Well, I'm so tall like me. And Mama is not left behind too. When they were doing the coronation, I was privileged to be among the 4 tetrarchs in Zaria. Mama went round. It was my food that Mama eats and her children. That give me proud. We are praying you will not just be an Iya Zozo. You will be our future president. By the grace of God, your goodness will take you to president.
Thank you very much, everyone. We look forward to seeing you at our future event. God bless you. God bless you. Mashallah.